Welcome back to the Coding is Not Hard series, in a series where I implement a feature in a game and then show you how it works. You can see at the top right corner the resource display is not nice because the texts are overlapping and the size of the text doesn't match the frame. So in this video we will create a nicer resource display dialog. So first we go to the position where we create the frame, and that's the first frame. Here we are saving the position, the frame width and the frame height. We multiply this by 1.5 so that the frame is a little bit bigger, and also the position where the frame starts has to be a little bit shifted to the left side. So here we calculate minus 1.5 times the width, and now the texts fit somehow in the frames, but the kilogram display is in the next line, so this has to be changed first. So let's do that. For a resource, when adding a resource, there are two text fields created. The first text field displays what resource is displayed, for example wood, and the second text field displays the amount. On the you can see the width of these text fields is parent 8 times 3, and if we want to have this a little bit bigger, we can just change this to 4, and then the text fields are a little bit bigger, so the shift into the next line happens later. So the next thing that we want to do is decrease the distance between each line. So therefore here we calculate the next position for the next text and say info height, so the height of the text plus 7, and if we remove the plus 7 and just write plus 1, the text fields are a little bit closer to each other. So that's what we have now. The next problem is that in the resource tab we have too many entries and they overlap downwards with the other text like material or organics. So these will be shifted. We take some resources and put them into another category. So we will take the iron and the copper and the gold and put them in the materials tab and not in the resources tab, so that we have more space there. And also the cooked carb, for example, the text overlap with the amount tab. So first decrease the size of the next text, and then the texts are closer to each other, but still the resource tab is overlapping with the other tabs at the bottom, and that's not nice. So for that, let me take the iron, for example, copy it and remove it from the resource tab. Do the same for the silver, also for the copper, and for the gold. And put them to the materials tab at the bottom here. So every add input is one line of one resource, and there has to be changed also the top position. You can see there's a variable f3 top, and that's the second frame, the top position of the text, and this gets increased every time. Also, we want to add the info to the third frame and not to the second frame, so this has to be added also. And now the materials have the copper ingots and iron ingots, and the resource tab is not overlapping with the headlines of the other text anymore. And that's nice. The next thing that is annoying is that in the general information tab, the text of the tab is too big for the frame. So when we add a headline, we want to check if the text size is too big, and if the text size is too big for the text width is too big, then we want to decrease the font size so that the text fits into the headline. So therefore we first have to check if the text width is greater than the frame width. And here there's a function on the font that is called getLineLength, and this will return the line length, and we will store this in the text size. So if the text width is smaller than the width of the frame, we use the normal size, and if it's smaller, if it's bigger, if the text width is bigger, you use a smaller font. And the function getLineLength takes a text and also a text size. So this will be the text size that we just default the default text size. And the width will be the frame size that we also use at the bottom to create the text, this one. So this will be the upper bound. If this is smaller than the text width, then we take the smaller font. So also, let's say -50, because there are also the arrows, and the arrows shouldn't be you should see the arrows. And now you can see that the general information tab is a little bit smaller than the other text from the text font, or from the font size, I should call it. But I think that this could be nice for every tab. So let's just take the small text size and add this to every font. So the font size is now a little bit smaller, but you can read it clearly. And now you can read everything else clearly. So this will be it for the video. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and comment, and bye.